I want to tell you about these circle beds here. Otherwise I think of them as woo-woo beds. I came into this information by watching a permaculture design course by Bill Larson down there in Texas. I think it was 1992. Well, you can find it on the internet. Ooh, a black walnut hole. Let's throw it over there. So, he's somewhere in the permaculture design course, otherwise known as PDC. I mean, it's a lot of hours involved, so I can't even tell you what chapter it's in. But he talks about these Langham-style circle beds and how he's using them to pollinate some certain grain crop. That he found that if he planted his grains in a circle, that they would cross-pollinate with one another in the bed instead of getting pollen from outside the area. So there's a way for him to kind of control the pollen situation there. And he ended the story by talking about how the guy kind of went woo-woo at the end, that he thought these were magical. So metaphysical properties involved with circles. Well, I'm kind of thinking, you know, trout, they like to be in a circle tank because they don't like being, you know, they go into a corner, they don't get any oxygen, but if they're always moving and circling around, they do better. So these beds are probably good for worms. Worms like to go around in circles. They don't like getting in corners either. Well, why else do you think you get these worms when you go fishing? They come in little circle, little rounded containers. So these are my woo-woo beds. We're really going to be seriously testing them out next year. We actually did quite a bit of testing this last year, and they performed miraculously. There's a kind of unbelievable pattern here, because I think the reason is, and one of the reasons why I think that is, I planted a chira in a circle bed, and I planted one in a straight row, and the ones in the circle beds were half again taller than the ones in the straight row. And I think the reason for that is we mulch the middle, we don't plant it. And when you mulch the middle, they also put some kitchen scraps in there to attract worms. Ooh, I don't know what that is. That looks like a codling moth. It is now a dead one. So I got some kitchen scraps in here and some comfrey in here, and then I mulch it, and then that's where you water it. You don't water the bed, you do everything in the center. And that attracts worms. And the worms, you know, the secretions of the worms is what our plants live on. They eat that. So these are woo-woo worm beds. We're really going to test them out next year. Okay. Have a nice day. I am.